Hey everyone, and welcome back. Today we'll be doing a power yoga flow just to really get our bodies moving and our heart racing, and maybe see if we can build up a little bit of a sweat. So to begin, we'll start off in a child's pose, with our big toes touching, knees as wide as the mat. We're just gonna sink our chest and our head all the way down, with our hands out in front of us. And we just take a few breaths just to settle in and prepare for our practice. Taking a nice deep breath in through the nose, feeling your chest and your ribs expand, and just relaxing as we sigh out through the mouth. Relaxing sigh out. And then we're going to shift our weight over to the left, still staying down. We bring our left hand just outside the mat and place our right hand on top of our left. As we feel a nice little lengthening going on in our right rib cage. And shifting over to the right. Right hand just outside the mat. And our left hand on top of our right. Feeling a nice juicy stretch going on in our ribs. And we can move back to center. And planting our hands down, palms down, we're going to slowly ripple our bodies up, coming onto all fours for a tabletop. And from here, we're just going to make some nice big circles over our wrists, just to get them nice and warmed up. As we move in the one direction, before changing over in the other. Really trying to get as much movement and mobility going to get our wrists nice and warm. And you can meet me back in a neutral spine and take a deep breath in. You're going to dip our belly, arching our back out down as we look up in front of us. Then as we exhale, bringing chin to chest, rounding our backs out. As we maybe see if we can look towards our belly. Inhale for your cow. And then we exhale to our cat. Going through 2 more rounds at your own pace. Matching your movements with your breath. And on your last one, come meet me back in a neutral spine again. And we're going to stretch out our right leg just so our leg is nice and straight before lifting it up, making sure our heel is in line with our spine. Then placing the weight onto your right hand, we're going to lift our left hand up, reaching out in front of us. So we've got a nice straight line from our fingertips all the way to our toes. We're going to hold it here for an inhale. And then as we exhale, we're going to crunch, bringing our elbow towards our knee. Then we give a little tap for extending back out for our inhale. And exhale to crunch. And exhale, inhale to expand. Going through 2 more rounds at your own pace. Making sure to really engage your core and keep your balance. And then on your last one, you can bring your hands and knee back down. We can move on to the other side. Left leg extended out and lifting it up nice and high, bring it in line with your spine. And then with our right hand reaching out in front of us, take an inhale as you get our balance before exhaling to crunch. Going to 3 rounds, your own pace. And finally, your last one. And you can bring both your knee and your hand back down. We're going to shift our knees just a little bit back towards the mat as we bring our chest lying flat on the ground. We're going to place our forearms down to the mat, pushing our chest up as we come up into a Sphinx pose. And then exhaling, we're going to place our hands back below our shoulders, lifting our hips up. And we can push back into our first downward facing dog. From here, you can just walk your dog out, bending one leg at a time. Then you can sway your hips from side to side. We're still busy working on warming up our bodies, getting them ready for our flow. And then when you're ready, we're going to start with our right leg, kicking it up nice and high, keeping our legs straight for a 3-legged dog. Then as we exhale, we're going to bend our leg and place our foot between our hands. And we're raising our bodies up, lifting our hands up towards the sky for a high crescent lunge. Really engaging your core, keeping your front leg nice and balanced. As we hold here for a breath. And then on our exhale, we can bring our hands down to the mat, taking our legs back into a plank as we hold here for an inhale. And as you exhale, you have the choice of either keeping your legs straight or you can lower them down to the mat. As we bring our whole front chest and chin down to the mat, untucking our toes. You can either go again into a Sphinx or keep your hands where they are, pushing your chest up for a cobra. And then exhaling as we tuck our toes and lift our hips back for a downward facing dog. Moving on with our left leg, kicking up nice and high, keeping that leg straight. And then exhaling, placing your foot between your hands. As you raise up, lifting your hands to the sky. Coming into our high crescent lunge, toes pointing forward, back heel lifted. And on your exhale, framing your front foot with your hands, kicking back into your plank. You hold for an inhale, then exhale to chaturanga down, making sure to keep your elbows nice and tucked in. Inhale for your back leg of choice, cobra, or maybe you can lift your hips up for an upward dog. Before tucking your toes, exhaling into your downward dog. Starting back with our right leg, kicking up nice and high for a 3-legged dog. Exhale to place our foot between our hands. Inhale to raise our hands up for our high crescent lunge. And then as we exhale, we're going to twist our back foot, opening our hands out to the side as we come to a warrior 2. Shoulders pulled nice and back to make a nice straight line from one fingers all the way to the other. And then exhale, we can cartwheel our hands down, taking back into a plank, and flow through our vinyasa. Left leg, left leg kicking up nice and high. Exhale to place foot down. Inhale for your high pressing lunge. Exhale to open up to your warrior two. Really engaging your core, keeping your front leg nice and strong. Then cartwheeling your hands down, taking back into your plank, and once more, flow. Right leg up nice and high for your inhale. Exhale to place your foot down. Inhale for your high lunge. Exhale to open up into warrior two. And as you inhale, flip your front palm, throwing it over your head as we reverse our warrior. With our backhand, we can either place it on the back of our leg or do a half a bind behind our back. Over, back up, to warrior two. We'll bring our hands down, kicking back into a plank. Exhale to lower. Inhale to bend. Before exhaling back into our downward facing dog. Left leg going up nice and high, keeping it nice and straight. Exhale, placing your foot down. Inhale to rise up for your high lunge. Exhale to open up into warrior two. And inhale, flipping your front palm as we reverse our warrior. Coming back into our warrior two, bringing hands down, back into our plank, and you know where to go from here. Inhale to raise your right leg. Exhale to place your foot down. Inhale to rise up for high lunge. Exhale to warrior two. Inhale to reverse your warrior. And then as you exhale, you can come back and bring your right arm down to your right knee. And with your left hand, you can bring it down, grazing the mat like you're grazing grass. Before lifting your hand up and over your head, opening to the left for an extended side angle. And twist it back down, taking back into a plank, and exhale to chaturanga. Inhale to bend, and exhale for your downward facing dog. Left leg going up nice and high, placing your foot between your hands as you exhale. Inhale for your high lunge. Exhale to open up to warrior two. Inhale to reverse your warrior. And then exhale, left arm down, right arm grazing the mat as you open for our extended side angle. Then bring hands down to mat, taking back into plank, and going to our vinyasa. Last round. Right leg going up nice and high for your inhale. Exhaling, placing your foot down. Inhale to high lunge. Exhale to warrior two. Inhale to reverse your warrior. Exhale for your extended side angle. And then for your inhale, placing your left hand down, twisting your upper body to the right as you raise our right hand, reaching for the sky for an easy twist. And bring your right hand down, kicking back into a plank. And for the last time on this side, going through our flow. Finally, for the last time, left leg going up nice and high, really making it the highest one you can. Exhaling, placing your foot down. Inhale for your high lunge. Exhale to warrior two. Inhale to reverse your warrior. And exhale to your extended side angle. And then inhale, right hand down, left hand up, as we open our hearts to the left. And bring the left hand down, come into a plank, and really making this one the best you've had this practice. Exhale to come down. Inhale for your back bend. And finally exhaling into your downward facing dog. Great stuff, guys. And from here you can just walk your hands towards your feet at the back of the mat. You can meet me in a nice little forward fold. You're just going to let your body sway from side to side. Just feeling a nice release going on your lower back. You just let gravity do all the work for us. And then come into stillness. You can either place your hands on your shins or on your knees as we lift our chest up halfway, making sure to keep our back nice and straight. And then as we exhale, folding back forward, placing our hands behind our legs as we really try and pull our chest as close to our knees as we can before releasing and relaxing. And then tucking your chin towards your chest, we're going to slowly roll ourselves up, coming up one vertebra at a time. You can meet me in a standing Tadasana position. Shoulders pulled back, palms facing forward. You can just take a moment here just to feel our feet nice and grounded. Just take two full breaths. We feel ourselves connected to the earth. And then when you're ready, you can come meet me standing at the front of your mat, or the middle of the mat, sorry. We're going through some balances. So putting all the weights onto your left leg, you're going to lift your right leg up and placing your right ankle onto your left knee, placing hands at heart center. You're going to find a spot in front of you just to help with your balance. And then when you're ready, you're going to slowly sink your hips down, bending your grounded knee. You come meet me in a figure 4 chair. Holding here for 2 full breaths. Before coming, straightening your leg. And making sure to keep your right foot off the ground. You're going to keep your leg straight though. We're going to lean forward, bringing our right leg back, sinking our front chest forward. as you come meet me in a Virabhadrasana 3 Warrior 3 pose. Making sure to try and make a nice little T shape with your upper body and your leg. As you find your spot in front of you to help with your balance. Standing back up straight, placing your right foot down as you move on to the other side. The right leg nice and grounded, lifting your left leg up, placing your left ankle onto your right knee, finding a spot in front of you to help with the balance, and then slowly lowering your hips, bending your knee as we come into our chair. And standing back up straight, straightening your left leg by keeping it off the ground, and then kicking it back as we lean forward, coming into our T shape. Really making sure to try and keep your hips as nice and square as possible, and getting your leg in line with your spine. Straighten back up, bringing your left leg down, and maybe you can just shake your legs out. Then we're going to heel toe our feet to the edge of the mat, with our toes outside the mat, but heels still on the mat. We're slowly going to sway, bringing our hips gently down, all the way down to the mat. You can come meet me in a yogi squat, and then placing your elbows onto your knees, you can try and push your knees out a little bit wider, just to get a bit of a deeper stretch. Sitting down, you can extend your left leg out in front of you, and with your right leg, you're going to keep it bent and bring your right knee down and the bottom of your right foot against your left thigh, twisting your body to face your left leg, taking a deep breath in, straight back, shoulders pulled back, and as you exhale, you're just going to fold forward over your left leg, and then just relax and go as far as your body allows. And come back up straight. Bring your right leg up and place your right foot just outside your left leg. And you can either keep your left leg straight or you can bend it, bringing your left ankle over to your bum. And then twisting, you're going to place your right hand behind your back. And with your left elbow, placing it on the outside of your right knee, you're just going to pull our right shoulder back. We come into a Lord of the Fishes pose. And twisting back to center, and we swap over to the other side. So right leg extended out, left knee down, twisting to face your right leg, taking a deep inhale, and as you exhale, folding forward. And slowly sitting back up straight, placing your left foot outside your right leg, and keeping your right leg either straight or bending it over. Left hand behind you, right elbow to right knee, re-pulling your left shoulder as far back as you can. Really feeling that nice little spinal twist going on in your back. And you can twist back forward, placing both feet on the mat, keeping your knees bent. You're going to lie on your back. And you're going to bring your feet as close to your body as you can, to the point where you can touch them with your fingers. And then when you're ready, you're going to go into a bridge. So making sure to keep your chin nice and tucked in. Starting with our hips, we'll start lifting them, followed by our lower back. And then one vertebra at a time, as we raise our upper bodies so our knees are in line with our shoulders. And from here you have a couple of options. You can either keep your hands laying down, clasp them beneath your lower back, or if you want, you can even lift your heels up and come onto your tippy toes. And then from there, you can bring your heels down, releasing your hands, and slowly bring your spine back down, followed by your lower back, and finally your hips. And then from there, we can just windscreen wipe our legs from side to side, just release any tension that might have been built up. Before straightening our legs, bring our hands to the sides of the mat, as we come into the final pose of the practice of Savasana. Just relaxing any muscle and tension I might still be holding on to. Clearing our minds. And we just let our bodies breathe for us. As we just relax, drift away. Then bring our focus back to our breath. Letting our chest rise. And maybe you can start introducing some movement back in your body. Wiggling your fingers, your toes, moving your wrists, your ankles. Just gently waking up our bodies. You can choose to either remain lying on your back, or you can turn to your right or left side, whichever you feel most comfortable in. And just enjoy these last few minutes of our practice. And when you're ready, you can either stay lying down, or you can come meet in a seated position, eyes still closed. Just take a moment to reflect how we're feeling, maybe a little bit more relaxed, a little less stressed. Then when you're ready, bring your palms to heart center. We should all take one last inhale together before exhaling as we bow and close our practice. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Hope you found some benefits, got your blood pumping, heart racing. And once more, I hope to see you guys again next time on the Yoga Mat.